Everybody loves somebody sometime.
She'll clap.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Station Spot.
A candy-colored clown they call the Sandman. Hey, everyone, this is Miles with Static Radio.
When the moon hits your eye
Boop, 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 boop.
like a big pizza pie, that's amore. Oh, baby, you got what I need. Wow.
What? I'm freestyling. Don't give me that look. I'm freestyling.
Freestyle.
It's called freestyling. That's what we used to call freestyling back in the day. You know, we'd go down, downtown Aurora and, freestyle and stuff.
Hey, I hate to start out with a downer, but I got to mention it.
Oh, fuck. All right, go ahead.
Michelle Nichols passed away. I know you were a big fan. I was a fan,
I did call her beautiful, and she said, "Thank you, baby," I believe.
She said, "Thank you, baby," yes.
And I'm glad I did it.
I'm glad you did it as well. It's
probably one of the best things I ever did in my life.
Yeah, it was very sad. I mean, obviously she was, getting
what?
older, but
What's
still.
that look?
What?
What's that disapproving look? What is that? I did. I was at a parade, and I saw Michelle Nichols on a float. I said, "You are beautiful," and she said, "Thank you, baby."
Yep.
I have it on video. It's on video.
Yeah, it's on video.
One of the best things I ever did in my life.
Well, your life is your life, and my life is my life. I have different goals.
We have 2 children and a mortgage together, sir.
You're not allowed.
Well, anyway, it was
the women that fly in space.
It was very sad. It was very
sorry.
It's very sad.
Wow.
Sorry.
Jeez.
And then there were 3, is what we say.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, can you really count Chekhov as the 3rd? Because he wasn't in the first season. But anyway, we will.
Well, I knew Khan when Khan revealed himself, so
That's
I said,
true.
yeah.
He knew the Khan, yes.
So he had to be on there.
He was somewhere. He just wasn't up front at that point. He was somewhere in the lower decks, as it were.
Botany Bay. Oh, no.
Botany Bay.
Holy shnikes.
Yeah.
We've got to get out of here. Oh.
But no, just sad news. I just wanted to make mention. That's
no, I don't know. I wish I knew her. She seemed like a very nice lady.
Oh yeah, super nice. I think anybody who would go to do Trek Fest has got to be a nice person. I think so.
Yeah. To have MLK tell you don't quit, I think is a pretty darn cool.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Pretty cool deal. And I don't care how you feel about it. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's definitely. But yeah, anyway, our deepest sympathies to her family.
Because I don't want to be like, every time someone passes on, "Oh, I was their biggest fan." I get sick of that crap. I don't.
Oh, I know, but I'm not.
And I try not to do it, but if it's for real, like from the heart, yes, I will say.
We do.
It.
You went to Trek Fest. You met. Saw everybody. You talked to them a little bit in one way or another. So one person you kind of embarrassed, but that was beside the point. And then,
I got Tulu, George Takei to say, "Oh my," which was like maybe the highlight of my life.
Oh my God!
I say the birth of my children, my wedding, and then it's a tie-up. It's a toss-up between Michelle Nichols and the.
Mm-hmm. What about Walter Koenig holding your crazy?
Well, he supports mental illness. I give him that for holding up that.
Yeah, that's for sure. You give him some wacky ass piece of paper to hold, and he
Watches
does
the
it.
Sign. I did have him hold up some nonsensical sign, and he's like,
He's like, you want me to have a picture with this? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, good thing it's not cloth.
Yeah. It's not cloth. Don't worry, it's washed.
Yeah, exactly. Like a pillowcase or something. I don't know.
Oh, you're holding it upside down. It says this way. It says, "Be sure to drink your Ovaltine."
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
So anyway, I just wanted to get through that. We mention some of these things every once in a while, and this is one of the ones that was impactful. Not often,
so but, yeah,
yeah. So, but you apparently had some type of get together recently, or
yes, my wife's nephew.
Okay. Wouldn't that be your nephew as well?
Well, yeah, he is. Well, I know, but I don't want to be glomming
Are you trying to put some distance here, or what?
No, I don't want to be glomming on, I mean, that's,
I think, No,
well, no. If I would have said, "Oh, it's one of my nephews," you'd be like, "Oh, they're all losers. They're dumb. They're mentally challenged."
I would have said, "Well, what's their record?"
Yeah. What? They've never been arrested. What are you talking
about? I'm just guessing.
No, I don't know. I thought you'd be more respectful if I said it was my wife's nephew.
Oh, okay.
I guess.
Yeah. See, this is again something that you have that I do not. I have no nieces or nephews.
That's true. You don't.
I do not. No.
You don't.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Clock's ticking too, man. Those guys are.
I don't think that's going to happen at this point, unless it's Nduku or something. There's not going to be any nieces or nephews. So.
Yeah.
Dear Nduku.
Nduku. Yeah. So.
That's from About Schmidt. Anybody, you can look it up anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It kind of sounds familiar.
Yeah.
So, our nephew.
My nephew changes his tune now. Our nephew.
No, I'm glomming on. I'm going to glom on from here on out. So just in case he doesn't.
Nephew is an Olympic sprint skater.
His name's Michael Phelps. I don't make a big deal about it.
Don't talk about him.
We swims and then we get high and stuff.
It's all good. He eats Subway with buddies.
We're all buddies. He calls me Jared. We eat Subway together. And
oddly enough, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people call you Jared. A quick aside on the Jared note. I live in a small town, and we have a Subway, and they used to have a napkin with Jared's signature on it on the wall. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
He had visited that franchise at some point and signed a napkin, and they had it framed on the wall for a while until the whole incident.
How cool!
Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't blacklight that, okay, kid?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like you, someone like you has it in storage for a later day to sell on eBay, or what the deal is. But
don't worry, kid. I got some stuff going. Don't worry.
Anyway, proceed, Jared. I mean,
yes, and the young man has actually played some ball in our local town here.
Mm-hmm.
And,
good ball player.
And a good kid, very hardworking kid, great player.
Mm-hmm.
And so my wife has gone there a few times, and her brother comes to all the games. Very proud of his son. And, various members of his extended family are there usually.
Yeah, gotcha.
And I, because I'm kind of a pseudo uncle, I suppose, but I have not gone to all the games. What's that look? What's that look of disapproval? No, I don't know. I don't like to throw out
kind
uncle.
Of a pseudo uncle. Okay.
Well, I don't know if I identify as an uncle. So, anyway,
well, we certainly don't want to put any labels on you. You don't want Miles.
Yeah. I've already got enough labels on you right now.
We are open to whatever you want to call yourself. Jared, perhaps.
Handsy.
He gets famous. I know how to do it.
Oh, he gets famous. I definitely will be loaded up with free tickets and autographs. I know that immediately. Yeah. And so she had gone by herself the week before, and which is fine. And then the following week, he was back in town again, and we're like, well, let's make a big deal of it. We'll get everybody we can think of there. Okay, like big family outing, you know.
Yeah, you all showed up to the ball game.
And so now the week before she goes there by herself, my son was feeling ill, and I think I stayed home too. I don't know what.
I was feeling ill too.
Yeah, and it was her oldest brother and his father-in-law were there, I think, and that was pretty much all the family. And so anyway, get to the point. My wife, I don't really know what's going on with my wife right now, but she's apparently picks up on that there seems to be a young lady several rows ahead. And, women like to, secretly critique each other. They have some weird, like, oh, look at her hair. They do this, yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
And she notices that maybe this young lady, I mean, she's an adult. She's not a 12-year-old, let's put it to that way.
she's an adult, but
she's noticed that maybe the young lady is not wearing anything under her shirt.
Oh, okay. Hey, I saw a lady like that today at the Walmart.
Yeah, well, yeah. When you say that, though, that doesn't sound very.
No, it wasn't.
So, not only that, but it appears that the young lady possibly has some piercings going on.
Okay.
Right.
I'm following you.
And so this goes on the whole game because I guess this girl was, in and out of her seat a lot, walking around and And so she asked her brother,
Yeah.
And at first he denies the whole thing. Like, what?
What? I'm not looking at anything. What do you mean?
I'm not looking at boobies. What? I don't know. What?
Huh?
What? And then finally, it takes about a minute or two for him to break. Like, yeah, I did see him. Right, boss man.
Did he turn into you for a second there?
I'm like, oh, all right. And luckily, she luckily did not ask his father-in-law the same question. She said, maybe I shouldn't ask that gentleman.
Probably. Well, you never know.
I don't know. It's not me for the judge.
He may be a breast man. We don't know.
I don't know. He might be. And so my wife comes home all proud of herself, like, oh, you missed out, Miles. Ha, ha, ha. I'm like, what? She tells me a story. I'm like, hey, no big deal.
Right. I see breasts all day long.
Usually my own, but yes. When I dance around the goodbye horses, yeah. Anyway, but I got it. So flash forward, and now I'm at a game, and my wife has described this woman to me. I'm like, okay. My wife's like, well, I bet you she's going to be there again because she seems to know some of the or something like that.
Can I interject real quick? I just have this. I had this weird idea flash in my mind with when you said that you were going to be at the game with possibly with this woman.
Yeah.
I have this where you like grab like a handful of those magnetic plastic kids magnets that have letters, like just random letters. Put them in your pocket. You go to the game, and somehow you get an O stuck on her tit somehow with a magnet.
No, but I'm liking this idea, actually.
And then it happens, and then you turn to your wife and you go, "You're right. You're right. Look,
honey,
look, she's got an O hanging off her nipple.
You're right. Look, I spelled Oz. Look at." And
you're like, "There's you're right."
Like, science, I'm at the game.
Kids, science, magnetism.
And there's like two young ladies there that kind of fit the bill, so I'm trying to figure out which is, let me see.
So now you're staring them both down. Okay, great.
Yeah. Like, anyone ever see cat people before? Anybody?
Get the X-ray vision going on.
Yeah. My Steve Austin.
You're like, who brings binoculars to these games?
Yeah, right. Right, yeah. No, and the letter O, apparently.
The little magnets, yeah.
Magnet, yes. Ring toss. And so I'm like, okay, this girl must be the one, right? Well, it's like a 7-inning stretch, so I'm trying to tell my wife. I'm trying not to, yell at, like, "Hey, is that the girl with the?" So I'm trying to do that crap she does, like women try to like get your attention and they kind of like mouth words, You never know what the hell they're talking about. Like, what?
Yeah, I never do. I'm like, I don't know.
Like, there's an active shooter. What?
That's right. She's saying, "Look at her hooters."
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I'm trying to tell my wife this. What? Like, her and her brother are like exactly the same. What? Mm-hmm. I go, the girl over there. What girl? No, the girl from last week.
Ipsnay on Nipsay.
Is she here? Yes, over there. I'm trying to do the, pointing with my head thing, like, oh, she's over.
Unfortunately, you pointing with your head is not much of a point. I mean, it's like...
No, I know. She's looking out into the middle of the field, she's like, where? I go, no, it's not Morgan, Morgana, I mean, it's like, Jesus. I gave up. I'm like, screw it. I give up.
Never mind.
I give up. And I think she finally, found it. She's like, oh, yeah, that is her, yeah.
Oh, was she have some protuberances then at the game?
She was kind of somewhat reclined in her seat. Mm-hmm. And
she did.
So, yeah.
Oh, so. Okay. Could you see the hardware? Or?
Yep.
Yeah, enough to believe that my wife was correct.
Really?
Which I can't really go into, but she did actually confirm this with someone there, but I cannot actually go into that detail. But
somebody knew that she was pierced?
Well, her brother. What?
Yeah, I copped a fill into the bleachers last week.
Do you remember the old story where, my wife's grandmother was bleeding and, like, no one had noticed it? Like, her hand was cut open. Mm-hmm. I don't know if there was a story, like, from a long, long time ago. And yeah. Anyway, I thought, because you're like, talk about a couple of, self-absorbed people. I don't know if you remember, but that's her brother, right? He's like, what?
No, I got you.
I was trying to get his attention. I'm like, hey, dude, get off, fans only. Okay, I'm trying to talk to you here, will you? Jeez,
I think it's only fans, but anyway.
Only fans? I don't know. I don't go to that.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever. I don't. I got an account. Here's my password. Whatever.
All right. So, the game gets over, and this is a footnote story. This story doesn't really conclude, so sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you were gonna like bump into her. This is where Miles' title goes into operation, and he's like, it's almost time for the next inning to be over. I'm running down to the bathroom area.
No, although I was trying to do like a kind of a selfie, and I think she caught me trying to get her into the picture.
Oh my god, that's you.
God.
Oh my gosh, what a weirdo.
Like, hey,
Oh my, yeah. It's because you keep using the flash. You're like,
yeah.
You pull out your pink camera.
I'm squashing your head.
Yeah.
So the game gets over. They're like, hey, we're going to have fireworks.
Oh, right.
Fireworks, everybody, right? And like 3/4 of the people there took off. I was like, okay.
Really? They didn't stick around for the fireworks?
No, a lot of people were getting the hell out of there. And it was like,
pictures. They left you with your daughter-in-law?
Yeah. And so the fireworks start, you're like, oh, okay, yeah. They have turned off all the lights, pitch dark fireworks. And now here's the footnote of the story. So there's little kids somewhere behind us. There seems to be a group of them. And this is where I felt very super uncomfortable with.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard, seen videos of people doing that. Oh, yeah.
No, I have not.
Have you seen this?
I'm not on that trend. No,
Well, there's a trend of getting, people oh, yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. It's young people do this, right? But little kids are doing this.
Oh, my God.
This whole group of 20 kids are all doing it. Oh, yeah. During the fire, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, yeah.
And Miles, this is the first time Miles' title did the whole fireworks with his hands up.
Yeah, that was so weird, so
she kept
bizarre.
Looking at you, and you're like winking.
Winking and blinking. Yeah. No, I just thought, okay, we're the parents here. Is no one going to stop this? No, it keeps going on. Oh yeah.
It's weird.
I'm like, this is really bizarre. I just this is.
That's weird.
It's not just one kid. I mean, there's a whole group of kids doing this.
Like a chorus of oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think you've already done that too much, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Anytime you want to stop, No,
that was just weird. It was weird. Bunch of weirdos.
Gosh, that's so strange.
Bunch of weirdos at the game,
And you turn to your not your daughter-in-law, but your it would be it was your son's wife then, I guess. What I did then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking sister-in-law for some reason.
My kids get married. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, my kids don't do that.
They live in
I basically, tell them not to, but.
Don't be like me. Throw away your fucking life.
No. And you turn to her and you're like, got any hardware?
Nice.
I don't know. You're thinking about it, I got these magnets in my pocket from the kitchen.
No, come on.
Oh my goodness.
Get out of here. That's weird.
I know, that's weird. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's horrible. That's absolutely horrible.
It's gross. What a bunch of fucking kids. Kids, stop, kids.
Is that really appropriate?
Yeah, I'm like, come on, weirdos. There's enough weirdos at the game, okay? We don't need a bunch of weird kids.
A bunch of horny fireworks people.
This isn't Decatur, kids, okay?
Somebody getting felt up underneath the bleachers?
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, underneath the bleachers.
That night, yeah. Meanwhile, the Legion of Doom.
The Legion of Doom. Oh my gosh, how strange. So, did you finish the fireworks? Or?
Yeah, no, they were good
okay.
fireworks.
Good fireworks.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, that's so weird.
Yeah.
But did the lady with the barbells leave or what?
She did leave, yes. I did see her leave. Yes, I did.
Oh, you did see her leave. I was by the bathroom.
Well, no, I just want to make sure she made it out safely. There's a lot of weirdos there. It was like a bunch of old men that like to ogle, young.
You're following her out. Any chance there's a car wash this weekend?
Whoa.
So that's nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
And you bonded with your daughter-in-law.
We watched. Yeah. We talked a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, I don't have anything like that. I just got a real short story here.
Oh, I have a nice story about going to church.
I went to church, and there was a lady she bent over, and then there was a whale tail. No, I don't know. No, nothing really happened, but
that did happen, by the way.
Yeah, I know. That was your story. Mm-hmm. No, I was. Better Call Saul is winding up its last season here and so forth, and in the last couple episodes, no spoilers or anything, but have been kind of heisty or kind of con related. Mm-hmm. And so my son really likes the show, and we watch it together, and so we're watching it, and he goes, well, this is like the high end of what you used to do. He's like goading me throughout the show. He's like, didn't you used to steal stuff? I'm like, no, I never stole anything. He's like, oh, yeah. I go, well, I had friends that stole things, and I've told him about it. I'm very honest about these things. Said,
you're an accomplice.
Well, that's what he said. So you're an accomplice. And like, no, I was never there when it was stolen. I found out about it later.
Yeah, okay.
So we're watching the show. He goes, how'd they do it? Because this is part of the whole Better Call Saul thing, is they kind of show you how to con people, how they do it. And I'm like, all right, I'll tell you how they did it after the show. So he goes, okay. So I was going to tell you about this con that he's accusing me of, which I had nothing to do with, by the way. So
yeah.
But it's kind of a funny story, and it's kind of 80s. It's an 80s related story. I'm digging a little bit here because I don't have a lot going on in my life here lately. So I'm like telling him, I'm like, well, you can't do this now because it just doesn't work anymore because everything's changed. But my friends, there was a mall outside Decatur, and we used to go to the mall, or they used to go to the mall. I'd go to the mall too, but I didn't go with them necessarily for this adventure, many adventures. Mm-hmm. And there's 2 record stores. So this was at the dawn of the CD era, but albums were still very prevalent, right? Album was the main thing. CDs were just coming on. And they would go to, there's 2 music stores. One was Camelot Music and one was Musicland.
I've already actually heard this, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you have? Have I told
it? Because they buy a special bag.
Shit. Then have I already told it before?
Yeah, Grandpa. Yeah, you have.
Oh, okay. Well, then I won't tell it then.
Don't.
It just came up again, so I thought I'd talk about it. But you go to Musicland, you get a Rolling Stone. They give you in a big flat bag. You put the Rolling Stone in the bag, right? You go down to Camelot and you steal albums, right? And they just drop albums into this bag. But it was a whole thing. They knew exactly how many albums they could put in there without having to have 2 hands on the bag, And they did this. What?
Man, walking out there with 2 hands. Oh man!
No, you had to hold on with just 2. You had to hold on with just like a finger and a thumb, or 2 fingers and a thumb, and that was it. So it looked like there was nothing in it. And they had this whole scam going, and they ran it for probably a couple of years. And literally, my friend had an album collection that anybody would be envious of. I mean, it literally was like 2 or 3 levels, at least 6 or 8 feet long. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my son's like, listening, and he wants, curious about all this. Like, but I never took part. I never stole any albums. I never, I was not there when they were stealing per se. I heard about it afterwards and everything. But it just was kind of weird how, these things over time, you see this con thing, and then you're like, well, let me think back. Well, yeah, I kind of knew some people that were. It wasn't a con necessarily, but it was certainly a theft.
Was your son impressed, or?
No, he thought, well, it's kind of interesting. He's like, because he was dissecting it. He's like, well, then they had to, this just didn't happen randomly. This wasn't like, let's go steal some albums. This was like very well thought out.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't get greedy, couldn't take too many.
Right.
You had to, there's a certain sequence you had to do everything in. And, you couldn't, you had to wait for Rolling Stone to come out. Unless you wanted to buy a bunch of old ones, I guess you could have done that. But you had, it all was very, very parsed out and everything, kind of like in the show Better Call Saul, because in one episode he talks about how you only take a certain amount. They were stealing things. Only take a certain amount. Only take the high end things. Don't take too many. Don't take them all.
Yeah.
It was really quite organized, and so that way you can get away with it. And I thought, well, this is it's very similar. But he was impressed. So what?
Wow. You were so.
I heard this.
You were like in a theft ring and like a bookies thing.
Yes, that was involved with a bookie. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't involved with him. I was tangentially, yeah.
Let me see. You stole some items from work.
Every once in a while, things. Yeah, I mean, paper, pencils.
Yeah. So you got dirty hands.
Come on, I got dirty hands.
No, be honest with your son. No, just be honest with your son. Don't be like, well,
I'm not being dishonest. I'm being honest here.
Because I'll tell him. I'll call him up right now. I'll tell him.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, I don't think you want to call him up, but I know. Stuff happens. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
You're dirty.
You're dirty. You're dirty, kid. You know you're dirty. What are you, Kojak here all of a sudden? Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
Who loves you, baby? I mean, I'm not, undressing women at the ballpark like on Saturday night, but.
I wouldn't say that.
With his eyes.
Hey, I'm not the one who, started that, so don't get down on me.
Oh, wait a minute. If I say I wasn't the one stealing, and then you bring me into being dirty, but you say, oh, no, I wasn't the one who started ogling the braless wonder, Sue Ellen Mishke at the ball game.
No, you can sneak a look. I mean,
Okay.
I didn't take anything.
I'm sorry I retold my album stealing story. I'll come up with a new one.
I'm sure there's more crimes you've done.
I'm sure there's more.
I'm thinking sodomy is right on this list. I'm sure of it. If we just dig a little bit deeper,
I think there's more on the list as well. I'm sorry that I repeated. It's hard to remember these things. We've only been doing this for 20 years.
The birthday hostess. I'm sure there was something there.
What?
The birthday hostess from last week. You were telling us about,
Oh, yeah. The birthday.
Yeah.
I never really thought of her like that.
How did you think of her?
Differently.
Differently.
Oh my goodness.